Welcome back to the Oracle Scroll. Today, we're growing. Hi, I'm Kevin Walder, your host for the Oracle Scroll. And we're continuing to work our way through this little deck that I've been playing with, and today's card is number 51, Growth. Well, as spiritual people, we talk about growth a lot. Growth is considered the foundation, the beginning point. It's something we insist upon in every aspect of our lives. We need to be growing. We need to grow our understanding. We need to grow our compassion. We need to grow our love. We have all these areas in which we need growth. But what does that really mean? Growth is, if you think about your garden for a moment. Think about the plants that are living there. Growth begins with just breaking the surface of the soil and being recognized as a viable plant. That's where the growth starts. And as growth continues, the health of the plant becomes obvious as the stalks and the leaves and things begin to develop. You begin to notice the strength and the vitality of the plant. Then you begin to notice the blooms and the flowers that are appearing on the plant. And that indicates then that it is lively and it's full of vigor and it's bringing its beauty out for us to see. And as each of those stages progresses, we notice differences in the way the plant responds. The fact that it's a little hardier and it's able to tolerate some setbacks. Maybe a little bit of dry weather will not be harmful to the plant in its maturity, where at the beginning it might be a little more susceptible. Then we begin to see the first opportunity to see the fruit that is developed where that flower has fallen off. That's continuing to grow. And the fruit begins as a very small green fruit that is really, it's impressive to a gardener, but it's not to someone who's trying to harvest. It's definitely not there yet. So growth has to continue until that fruit begins to mature and it begins to change color and its textures become more obvious and it becomes even fragrant as you begin to notice the maturity that this plant is now giving to its fruit. So growth is a continuing process. It works throughout the life of this plant. And if you think of yourself in the same way, we never stop growing. At least we better not, because there's only one other alternative if we stop growing. And we really aren't ready for that. So, how are we going to grow? How are we going to experience that sensation of growth? It is actually a physical sensation you can begin to feel when you think about it. I just took a course recently in a project that I was working with, and I took a course in a particular technical area that I needed to brush up on. And some of the things you learned were so invigorating. It was, oh my goodness, I can't wait to try this. I can't wait to bring that into my project. I can't wait to show this to the world. And that's growth. That is part of growth. It's very exciting. And it's something we really need in our lives to continue to be viable. And like I said, if we stop growing, then we really have stopped living. And that is not an option. So growth, this card is number 51. And number 51 would extrapolate out to become a 6 numerologically. I always think of the 6s as kind of a A great big sigh of relief of being able to look back on challenges met and look forward to new possibilities. And that really is a pretty good epitome of what growth is for us as humans. It's taking stock. It's putting ourselves in a position that we can actually make better decisions for ourselves and for those around us. Growth is extremely important in our lives, and if we can continue that throughout our lives, we'll never get as old as we may feel some days. That's what keeps us vital and young. So, more homework. How do we continue to grow, and what areas will we choose for our growing? What growth is most important to us at this moment, and how will it fulfill us in the future?
Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Oracle Scroll. Please stop by my website at kevinwalder.com, where you can purchase any of the services that I offer. Also, check out my books, Tarot for Lunch, Lessons from the Cards, and more recently, 22 Teachers, Healing Lessons from the Major Arcana. Both are available at amazon.com. And both are very easily understood and easily followed directions for using the tarot. And most importantly, please subscribe to this channel by clicking the little red button down below, and go ahead and click that bell next to it so that you never miss an episode.